Hello and welcome to Galatta Plus. In this video review episode, we are going to be talking about A.R.Murugadoss' Madharaasi with Sivakarthikeyan. The film is a generic, overlong action movie. There are some very clever plot points, but these aren't consistently integrated into the overall writing. And the film eventually turns into a big, numbing stretch of action. The rest of this review may contain spoilers.
Darling, mobile உலகின் superstar.
உங்கள் தங்க நகையை விற்று உடனடி பணம் பெற மேக்ஸ் கோல்ட் கால் 04445454545.
Mr. Gold Sunflower Oil. அளவிலும் தரத்திலும் no compromise.
On the surface, the new film from A.R.Murugadoss is about a gang of bad guys bringing a huge number of guns into Tamil Nadu. The idea is to introduce gun culture and create anarchy. In an openly political statement, someone says that earlier in the state there was just illegally brewed liquor. But now that liquor sales have been legalized, it is so much easier to become an alcoholic. Similarly, if guns become easily available, the goons who wield knives can begin pumping bullets into people. Heck, even ordinary citizens may begin to hoard guns and use them to vent their anger. Vidyut and Shabir Kalarakal play the villains, and they are both solid within their generic outlines. It is always a joy to watch Vidyut execute action moves, and he gets a few good scenes to show off all his stuff. But there's another angle Madharaasi is about, and that involves Raghu, played by Sivakarthikeyan. In a Gajini-esque twist, the man has mental problems. He suffers from delusions. It is always a great idea to have a hero with a handicap because that raises the stakes. Raghu is no regular leading man who can fight 20 people all at once. If he can fight 20 people all at once, it's because of the trauma he carries. This trauma gives him the superpower, so to speak, to become a savior and a vigilante. And in the film's best bit of writing, this trauma goes away when Raghu falls in love with Malati, played by Rukmini Vasanth. Murugadoss is brilliant at coming up with these very commercial knots. And here we have this terrific premise. What if falling in love heals you to the extent that it strips away the one thing that makes you unique? But Madharaasi doesn't push this premise as much as it should. The romantic bits are not bad, but they also feel like they are not necessary. At least they feel like they should have been sharper and less generic. But Sivakarthikeyan is good as a man who walks around looking slightly off. The character keeps saying that he wants to die, and these parts are made to look funny. At one point, when Raghu threatens to jump off a bridge, a big crowd gathers below to take videos. At first, it feels like Raghu is doing a comedy track, like in one of the older commercial movies. But slowly we learn about his condition, and Sivakarthikeyan's earnest performance begins to click. And then there is the angry side to Raghu, like when he uses a knife and hurts innocent bystanders. This rage too is conveyed with conviction. The plot kicks in when the cop played by Vidyut recruits the suicidal Raghu for a mission. This mission involves those guns. This is when you want the screenplay to explode with a combination of Raghu's delusions, plus his romance, plus the mini war against gun culture. But the film never comes together. The first half is all set up, and even in its somewhat generic state, it is somewhat watchable. But the second half turns into one long action stretch, and Madharaasi becomes monotonous. There are zero surprises, and the hero's handicap, it does not figure in much as you'd like. Raghu becomes yet another regular hero who can bring down 20 guys all at once. The part where we are asked to guess who the mole is on both sides, that's not very exciting. The part about animal instinct is not fleshed out well. The main trouble, I think, is the length. Madharaasi may have played well at something like 2 hours, but it's almost 45 minutes longer. The good news is much better, much more coherent than Darbar and Sikandar. But is that enough? That's it about Madharaasi. If you like this video review, do subscribe to Galatta Plus and see you soon at the movies.
Darling, mobile உலகின் superstar.
உங்கள் தங்க நகையை விற்று உடனடி பணம் பெற மேக்ஸ் கோல்ட் கால் 04445454545.
Mr. Gold Sunflower Oil. அளவிலும் தரத்திலும் no compromise.